Most career plans live in a folder.
And almost every one of them is irrelevant 6 months after it gets filed. Today, we're unpacking why and what to do instead.
Welcome back to Life Strategy OS, Episode 2. Strategy is a verb. Okay, Marcus, set this up. The blog post opens with a really specific scene. Somebody writing a career plan, feeling great about it, filing it away. What's wrong with that picture?
Nothing in the moment. That's the trap. The plan captures your thinking at a single point in time. Beautifully. You feel clarity. You file it. Then the world moves. Your role gets restructured. An industry shifts. A recruiter calls. And 6 months in, that plan is a snapshot of a person who no longer exists, looking at a world that no longer exists.
So you're saying it's not that the planner is bad.
It's not a planning problem. It's a format problem. A plan is a noun. The world is a verb. The artifact has no mechanism to update. You can't fix that by writing a better plan. You have to change the format. I watched this play out with a friend last year. He spent a whole holiday weekend on his plan. Career change in 18 months. Specific moves per quarter. Beautiful document. Then his company announced layoffs in March. By May, he'd been let go. By June, he was rebuilding from scratch. Because the plan he wrote in December had no concept of, my company collapses around me.
And he felt like he'd failed at planning.
He hadn't. He'd used the wrong format. And the worst part, those 6 months gave him false confidence. He thought he was prepared. He was prepared for a world that didn't show up.
And that's the line. Strategy is a verb.
Strategy is a practice you perform on a recurring cadence, not a document you write once. A career plan is something you have. A career strategy is something you do.
Something you have versus something you do. That's the whole shift. Okay, paint me the picture. If a career plan isn't the artifact, what is?
2 pieces. First, a short, durable, strategic narrative. 2 to 4 paragraphs that capture where you are professionally, what season you're in, what you're building toward. Second, a recurring loop you run weekly. Orient, what's true now? Plan, what's the next 2 weeks? Experiment, what's the time box bet that produces evidence? Review, what did the data tell me? Run that loop and your strategy stays current. Skip it and you're back to writing dead documents.
Hold on. What's true about my position now? What does that actually look like on a Sunday morning?
Concretely, open a notes file. 3 questions. What changed at work this week that I noticed? What changed outside work that affects my career? An industry headline, someone in my network shifting roles, a skill suddenly mattering more? And then, what does my gut say about my current trajectory that I haven't admitted out loud? 5 minutes, maybe 10. By month 3, you can read your own pattern of drift.
What changes for someone when they make this switch? You called out 3 shifts.
First, you stop trying to be right about the future. The 5-year plan needs to predict. A practice just needs to be honest about now. Second, you produce evidence instead of guesses. Real experiments, real data. The strategy updates from what you're actually learning, not from inspiration. Third, you stop confusing planning with progress. Writing the plan felt like work. Running the loop is the actual work.
That third one lands. Writing a polished 5-year plan feels productive. It isn't.
I'll be honest. I wrote a 5-year career plan every January for about 8 years before I figured this out. 8 years. Every one of them dead by April. The only thing they actually did was let me feel like I was being strategic, while I was just being annual.
You boiled the whole system down to 3 habits. Walk us through them.
1. A 30-minute weekly review. Same time each week. 3 questions. What's true about my position now that wasn't last week? What experiment is running? What's next week's strategic move? 2. A running experiment at all times, especially during stable periods. The point is, you're never not generating evidence. 3. A quarterly narrative refresh. Every 12 weeks ask, what's still true? What season am I actually in now? Update.
And if someone misses a week?
Pick it back up. The system isn't fragile. Missing one Sunday doesn't break the practice. The next Sunday just has slightly more to absorb. The failure mode is missing 4 in a row and pretending you'll catch up later.
And if someone hits pause on this episode right now, literally opens a doc, what do they actually write?
3 sentences. Where you are professionally right now. What season you're in. Building, harvesting, repairing, exploring. And 1 experiment you'll run in the next 2 weeks. That's the entire starter narrative. You'll iterate it for the rest of your career.
And here's the part that gets me. This feels less prepared than a 5-year plan. There's no impressive document to point to.
It feels less prepared. It's actually continuously prepared. The weekly loop professional has a strategy that's current as of last Sunday. The 5-year plan professional has a strategy that was current 11 months ago. When the recruiter calls, the layoff hits, the side project takes off, one of them has a current read and a running experiment. The other has a document.
So what's the one thing someone should do after this?
Don't write your next career plan. Write a strategic narrative, short, current, honest, and schedule the 30-minute weekly review. That's the foundation. The methodology gets more sophisticated from there, but the practice is the verb. Strategy is a verb. Now go run it.
Life Strategy. OS new episodes. Weekly. Visit lifestrategyos.com to start designing yours.